Alrighty guys, guess what showed up? Y'all remember this charger right here with the blown or busted open ignition coil? Remember I said I don't know how this happened? Yeah, I gave up trying to figure it out. Now I was reading the comments, a lot of guys was blaming this on heat. The electrical portion of this is always powered and always ground. So is this thing always activated? So some say in the comment section heat. I don't know, I go with that. Okay, sounds logical. So I got a new one of these. Now remember, if you didn't watch that diagnosis video, you might want to watch it, okay? We was talking about issues with the computer. So what I have here, it's a new coil. But guys, don't just stick this in here. Look at the difference, guys. This is junk. This is quality Mopar. Now, if I put this in here as it stands now, this will probably end up like this. No, we don't want that. But that's why I had to diagnose this vehicle. Look what I got here. Brand new freaking, y'all see that M on there? It's Mopar, baby. We got a computer, guys. That's right, a PCM. And guess what? It's empty, guys. There's no software in this. So I don't have to go to my computer and get on the server and download the files for this thing, put it in this based off the VIN on the car, and then install this and then do my ignition security alarm system feature and fire it up. And then we're going to re-go through the test we did on that long video. Watch the long video, guys. I put it in the description. That should take care of this problem according to my diagnosis. So y'all stay tuned for the full video. Alrighty guys, I hope y'all caught that shorts video that I just uploaded. At least I hope I just uploaded. Y'all know the drill. I got my new PCM right here. I can't go over the diagnosis with y'all in this video because I did it on another video. All right, now a couple of corrections I want to make as far as some of the things I was saying. All right, now first of all, this is a new PCM. This is a Mopar. It's not one of those plug and play ones where you send them the VIN and they program all the settings to your module and then send you the module. No, this module is naked, ladies and gentlemen. This is nothing more than a case with some computer components inside. RAM, double EEPROM, things like that. Double EEPROM, electrically erasable, programmable, read-only memory. Meaning we have flash capabilities with these. All right. I don't know if any of y'all old enough to remember before that technology was around. We literally, Glenn Brady probably remember, we literally had to replace modules for any update that they would have. Yeah, there was no flashing, so they would send us a module. It could be something simple just to raise RPM up to 800 RPMs when cold. Yeah, they would have to send us a whole module just to pull that off. Now we can simply erase the programming out of here and put in new programming. All right, so this is empty, but it still have to be replaced. All right, now some would say, why can't you just program that one? That one has in my opinion, based off my diagnosis, an internal driver failure. All right, the driver is commanding the ASD to be on at all times. Now you know what I wanted to do? I wanted to make sure, in fact, I got a little time. I'm finna plug this up. I wanted to look at some inputs. One of the inputs that would tell ASD to activate is RPM, right? But frankly, naturally, because if there's no RPM, the engine shouldn't be running, or the engine is perceived by the PCM to not be running, right? So there's no need for ASD if the engine is not running. That's the whole point of ASD, automatic shutdown. All right, it's just designed to shut down fuel pressure, fuel rate, all powered, all that is designed to shut that down if the car's not running. I spoke on that earlier. All right, so what I want to do, I want to plug this back up, hook up my scan tool, and see if I see anything next to RPM, engine speed. They may call it engine speed or RPM. If there's no value there, if there's a value there, a number, let's say 600, then yes, that explains why my ASD is being activated. If there's nothing there, then there shouldn't be any command from that to this to turn that on. So I'm gonna have to do that off camera. Maybe not. Y'all hold tight. All right, guys. So I'm in the car. Here's exactly what I wanted to do. Y'all see this? Engine speed 0. That signal comes from the crank sensor. All right, that's what I wanted to verify, because if I had a number there, that will explain why my ASD is trying to activate. Now I can start this car. Let me see if this changed when I start it. Yep, so the crank sensor is doing its job, guys. All right, now I can proceed. I'm confident in my diagnosis. Let me put it that way. Now, I'm getting ready to put a PCM on this car because the driver inside of the PCM is corrupt. I don't know what's the word to use. All right, just corrupt. It's not. It's sending out improper signals. All right, so let's get this PCM replaced. So let me go over a few things I may have misspoke on in the previous video. For instance, I may have came off as comparing duty cycle, I putting that in the same form as post width modulating. All right, no, they're not the same, guys. Yes, okay, keep in mind, for instance, let me give you a couple of examples. This injector right here, this core, this injector and this core, it's post width modulation, as in it's energized for a certain amount of milliseconds. Okay, so that's totally different than a duty cycle. Duty cycle. You see this purge solenoid, this purge valve? Now it is duty cycle. Let's say, for instance, if it's energized 30% of the time, that simply means it's off 70% of the time. Okay, the amount of time is not really what's important. It's percentage on versus percentage off. All right, so if we it's hard to memorize that stuff, but duty cycle and post width modulation technically not in the same realm of things. Okay, but yeah, from time to time I can only speak for myself. I'm sure other cats may misspeak on that, especially if they talking fast, but I guess just the guy to hit me up and let me know when something didn't come out right. He don't know how much I appreciate it. I don't want to call his name out because he might not want to be noticed, but that's my dude, man. All right, so let me get this thing plugged in, get it programmed, get the software downloaded into it, and then program in all the ignition and everything. And I'll see y'all after I do all that, man. Let's get it. All right, guys, I got the new PCM in. I don't want to plug. I want to check these voltage and ground before I do anything, but let me program this first. All right, so I got the new PCM in. I got my scan tool in. What do you know? What fitting fault code we will have right here? PCM not programming. Pretty straightforward, huh? It's not programmed because it's brand new. That's really how you can tell if a PCM brand new or not. All right, so this is boring, guys, so let me go through the motion of programming this PCM and then basically flashing. So I'm gonna click flash, and then we're gonna go to the flash. Yeah, I gotta have a battery charge, blah blah. You must set ignition to run before flashing. Okay, I have flash ECU. It appears to be up to date. Click on. It's not up to date, you dummies. All right, it's brand new. Okay, the software number may be up to date, but there's no programming in it. All right, so now we start. Select. We're gonna hit continue. Basically, I'm taking a new box and putting. Look at that. I'm tuning. That's what they call it in the high performance industry. I am tuning this car to the programming. Basically of this VN, guys. The VN will tell the computer everything about the car. So based on the VN, I am adding all the features of this vehicle to this controller. All right, so I'll see y'all in a second. Stay tuned. And there you have it, guys. The computer now has the necessary software installed into it for this vehicle to run. However, we're not quite done yet. That is simply because now I need to tell the security system of the vehicle, RFH hub module, that a new PCM just been installed. So now I'm going to sync. What that will do, it doesn't do all of that in one walk. What that's going to do is sync the key to the, remember guys, this thing, all this stuff is chip based. I want to say the chips inside of the key and the RFH have to match the PCM in order for it to start. Theft, it's all about theft. Okay, they're trying to prevent theft. So let me go perform that programming procedure, and then we'll be able to finalize this job and find out if this was the proper repair and if it's fixed. All right, let's get it. Alrighty, guys, I got the key program. Well, I got all of that mumbo jumbo set and ready to go. Now, before I start this thing up, it's time to put in our new Mopar, guys. Mopar car, not Dermot. Okay. Yes. Again, I was reading the comments. A lot of you guys blame that on heat because it was essentially staying on all the time, I guess. I don't know. I have a way with words, and sometimes the wrong words come out. So we're gonna put this in here. But before I plug it in, hey, imagine that it came with screws. Like I say, the ignition is on. What I want to do now, the ignition switch is on. Remember last time, guys, we had constant power. This is pin 87. Remember, 87 goes to the load. If this was a starter relay, 87 will be going to the starter solenoid. In this case, it's an ASD relay, meaning it powers everything ASD. So remember, let me see, let me make sure. Yeah, positive. Okay. I need to be using a test light. Okay. Yes. Okay. Whatever. Now, I no longer have 12 volts on this constantly, guys, like before. Okay. The green. See, it's hard for me to explain. I'm gonna see if I can get a better explanation from my buddy. Just because you see green don't mean it's ground. I want to say we'll talk some more about that. But my issue here was I had constant 12 volts right there coming from the ASD. It's no longer 12 volts there. You know what? This car is fixed, guys. In fact, let's find out for sure. Let me push this all the way down. We're gonna plug this. Well, yeah, I'm plugging in. We're gonna come out here and check it and make sure it's, you know, like a NOAA light. All right, so everything is kosher. Everything is kosher. PCM in, blah blah blah. Get this out the way. We're gonna fire this baby up and come out here and make sure that's doing its thing. All right, let's get it. Hey, you know what? The misfire is even gone, of course, because all my cylinders are hitting. But we want to make sure. Look at that, no more misfire. Imagine that. I'm hitting on all 8 cylinders now. All right, we want to verify that our problem is fixed. Now, I might put a clip in here showing what these readings showed last time compared to, come on off of here. Well, you can tell that's new compared to what they're showing now. Get out of there. All right, now it's missing. But we're doing that on purpose because we want to find out where you at. This one right here. Ooh, look at that. Y'all see that blinking? Yes, it's doing its thing. And this one right here is supposed to be hot 12 volts coming from the ASD relay. So technically, if I turn this switch off, ASD should shut off. All right, let's do it. But remember last time ASD was staying on. That's why, like I say, the driver's inside the PCM. All right, where's it? Okay, it's off. Let's make sure. Yeah, it's no longer red, guys. There's no 12 volts going to it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this car is fixed. All right, I know this customer gonna be happy. Now, I want to put this out here. I did have to use the famous term, start here. Okay, guys, I don't care how well you go through your diagnosis. Sometimes you can still be wrong. You can go specifically 100% by the book, following every step, and still freaking be wrong. I've been there and done that. All right, so I had to use the disclaimer to the customer, ma'am. You need a PCM. My diagnosis is leading me to a PCM, but we need to start there. You could have other problems. Okay, so they understand. Some customers would not understand. Some customers want 100% assurance, 100% guarantee that that's gonna fix their car. I simply cannot do that. I simply refuse to do that. Okay, you got to work with me here. All right. Yes, I'm gonna take responsibility. If you know, if that's not it, we need to go to the next step. But I need you. We got to be on the same page to make sure we get this right. All right. I can only diagnose cars based off, you know, the system and what it's telling me to do as far as getting the diagnostic done. But we are finished. Let me screw these down the way they're supposed to be screwed down. Put all these panels and covers on here. Then we're gonna go test drive this joker. And man, I feel so good, guys, that I brought you guys along with me. All right, this battery did. And I definitely want to send a shout out to my dude, Brady, Glenn. Oh, he know who he is. But anyway, yeah, so, oh, that nice fresh click. Mr. Derman, you belongs in there, okay? Let me put all this back together, guys, and go test drive it. Remember, I'm not technically done. I got one more step to do. I forgot to mention this. Because I put the new computer in there, the new computer have no idea where this is located. ETC, electronic throttle control. No longer do we use TPS or AIS motors and things like that. There's no throttle. It is kind of sorta, but it's built inside electronically. Okay, in other words, you can't come outside. Remember in the old days we used to pop the hood, come outside. Yeah, those days are over. Most cars using ETC throttle bodies now. So I have to electronically tell the computer to position the position of the blade. I have to do a little adjustment, a little test, a little, what they call it. I need to learn the electronic throttle control to the PCM. Okay, that's a small little feature I can do. I don't need to film that, but yeah, technically I'm not done until I do that, and then I can go test drive the car. And if all is well, deliver it to the customer and get paid for my time and my diagnosis. And I appreciate everybody watching. I got to get up out of here. Thanks again to everybody for tuning in. Big shout out to Glenn. I got to go, guys. Thanks for watching.